Hello, dear viewers, ladies and gentlemen. This is EBC World English News with me, Shivarao Lako. And do stay with us as I go through our selected brief updates for the hour. But first, the top story. Ethiopia and India have agreed to strengthen their bilateral cooperation in social and economic sectors. And IGAD warns that the refugee crisis in its region might spiral out of control. Now, Samareta Soasu, Ethiopia's State Minister for Finance, met and conferred with Arthur Bauer, the head of direct financing at the French Treasury, to discuss ways of strengthening economic cooperation between Ethiopia and France. After welcoming Bauer and his delegation, Samareta stated that the visit to Ethiopia would bolster the cooperation between the two countries further in different areas such as the private sector, energy, agriculture, civil aviation, SMEs, and water sectors. The minister expounded the country's plan for growth and development that encourages private sector investments in areas of agro-processing, textile, and financial sectors and puts more effort into job creation by supporting SMEs. For his part, Bauer underlined that France is collaborating with the EU, the European Investment Bank, and other multilateral development banks in exploring ways to increase grants and concessional loans, as well as encourage private sector investment in Ethiopia in support of the homegrown economic reform program. The chief administrator of the newly formed southern Ethiopian state has called upon all stakeholders to work together to create a new regional state where mutual respect and peace reign supreme. The administrator, Tilahun Kabada, made the remark today at a tumultuous ceremony heralding the establishment of yet another state within the Ethiopian Federal Republic. Ethiopia's constitution of 1995 originally divided the Eastern African nation into 9 states and 2 chartered cities after a transition period of 4 years that forged ahead with a pre-1991 political and administrative map. In his message of felicitation delivered at the official launch and Thanksgiving program in Wolaita Sodo, the soon-to-be capital of the state, Tilahun underlined that the newest entity is teeming with multiculturalism, faith, and age-old values. Constituting of Wolaita, Gamo, Gofa, Gedio, South Omo, Ari, Konso, Gardula, Burji, Amaro Kele, Basketo, and Ali as administrative zones, South Ethiopia is the 13th state after a successful referendum back in August. The Refugees and Returnees Service of Ethiopia and the UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, briefed donors on the current refugee situation in Ethiopia, emphasizing the urgent need for the escalating emergencies due to conflict and flooding. During the briefing, the Refugees and Returnees Service Director General Taiba Hassan stressed on the importance of allocating the much-needed resource by donors and funders and effective engagement of partners to manage the increasing refugee operation in Ethiopia. She also informed the gathering that the issuance and renewal of the highly anticipated IDs and civil registration services to urban refugees has resumed as of November 20, 2023. Regarding preparations for the upcoming GRF 2023, Taiba said the government of Ethiopia is due to announce new pledges. She also reaffirmed her government's unwavering commitment to implementing the pledges with the hope that adequate support would be secured from donors and partners.
symbol temple is incredible on the outside and just as breathtaking on the inside. Its perfect combination of massive size and incredible beauty make it a temple worthy of the gods. Now these huge temples look out over Lake Nasser, which thanks to the High Dam in Aswan is one of the largest man-made lakes in the world.
Abu Simbel has the largest man-made lake.
Inside, the central hall is lined with more imposing statues of Ramses. They're surrounded by reliefs showing off his power. Here, the pharaoh leads his army into battle, riding his chariot, thoroughly destroying his enemies.
And now moving to stories selected for detailed analysis, Ethiopia and Cuba have agreed to strengthen their bilateral cooperation in social and economic spheres. The two countries reaffirmed their commitment to a heightened partnership, emphasizing the importance of collaboration in areas that hold the potential for significant social and economic impact. This came when Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed held discussion with the Cuban Vice President Salvador Valdez Mesa. Johannes Fantam presents the story as follows.
Ethio-Cuba diplomatic ties go back to the 1970s. Formalized ties were solidified through the exchange of embassies and diplomatic missions. Both countries have a history of international solidarity and cooperation, particularly in the context of anti-colonial and anti-apartheid movements across Africa and the world. The bilateral relationship has seen high-level visits between the two countries, with officials engaging in dialogues and diplomatic exchanges to enhance cooperation and collaboration. Cuba helped Ethiopia out during its hour of disaster at the Ethio-Somalia War of 1977. Recently, Prime Minister Abiy has held a discussion with the Cuban Vice President Salvador Valdez Mesa. One of the key areas of discussion revolved around collaboration in the medical sector. During deliberations, both leaders expressed a shared commitment to advancing healthcare initiatives and exchanging expertise. Hence, potential partnership in the medical, research, technological transfer, and the exchange of medical professionals were explored. Ethiopia and Cuba delved into opportunities for cooperation in the tourism sector, recognizing the potential for cultural exchange and economic growth. The leaders discussed ways to promote tourism between the two nations. Education emerged as another crucial facet of the talks. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and Vice President Valdez Mesa discussed avenues for academic collaboration, including student exchanges, joint research programs, and the establishment of educational partnership. Economic collaboration took center stage as discussions unfolded on potential partnership in the sugar industry. Both leaders explore a venue for knowledge transfer, technology sharing, and investment in the sugar sector. The visit concluded with a joint statement reaffirming the commitment of Ethiopia and Cuba for a strengthened partnership, emphasizing the importance of collaboration in areas that hold the potential for significant social and economic impact.
And finally, the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, discloses that unless addressed timely, the refugee crisis in its region will spiral out of control. This came here at the Inter-Ministerial Stocktake meeting and IGAD Support Platform Special Summit. Speaking on the occasion on behalf of IGAD Secretary General, IGAD's Health and Social Development Division Director Fatiha Alwan stressed that there are more than 19 million refugees in the IGAD region through internal displacement, and more than 5 million are in refugee shelters in the countries of the region. Tigist Ernest has compiled the following report. Have a listen to this.
The IGAD region is prone to natural and man-made problems, internal displacements of citizens and migration. This state of affairs has gripped the attention of the annual Stocktake meeting for the Nairobi process. There are more than 90 million refugees in the region. Through internal displacement, more than 5 million are in refugee shelters in the countries of the region.
However, in the face of adversity, we have also seen that remarkable resilience, dedication and collaboration spirit of our IGAD member state in upholding the principle laid out in the Nairobi Declaration and the Global Compact for Refugees. IGAD also member states have remained a beacon of hope to continue to maintain an open door policy to persons in need of international protections.
State Minister for Ethiopian Ministry of Labor and Skills, Nugusu Tilaun, for his part, disclosed that Ethiopia will remain active actor to realize the objective of IGAD support platform.
In this regard, Ethiopia will remain active actor to realize the objective of IGAD support platform, which represents the world's leading comprehensive regional approach on durable solutions for refugees and reintegration of returnees. Let me cite example of the work of the Ministry of Labor and Skills in the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, who provided skill development and job creation platforms for refugees and returnees.
Approached by EBC, UNHCR Regional Bureau Director for East Africa and Horn Africa and the Great Lakes, Mamadou Balde, stated that UNHCR is playing a pivotal role in helping Ethiopian government into having policies that help refugees crossing the border to Ethiopia.
UNHCR has been in Ethiopia since the 1960s. Our main work has been to support the government into having the policies, but also into providing financial support directly through UNHCR. But we also work with development actors such as the World Bank, the European Union, and several other bilateral actors, so that the support we provide directly as UNHCR to refugees and host populations is being complemented by other type of support. And this is the work we are undertaking in Ethiopia.
For the past 3 days, technical experts meeting has been taking place, which the outcome of the meeting has been tabled for endorsement to the quorum on its 4th day of meeting.
Well, dear viewers, that's all the news there is for now. Thanks a lot for watching us. Bye-bye.